Friends, welcome to Craft with Cheryl. My name is Cheryl Wright. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from northeastern Montana, and we are going to do a live class tonight. It's usually on Thursday nights, but I canceled it for a family thing and ended up fighting a fire. So yeah, literally putting fires out. Actually, I just brought equipment. I didn't get to put any fire out. Anyway, hi Nancy, how are you this evening? I think I have all my ducks in a row. I have more ducks in the row tonight than I have for a while. So I hope it works all well. And the computer's connected. I hope everything is just jiving tonight. So let's go ahead and get my other camera going. Hi, Heather. And I will do this and this and make a little adjustment with my camera. The dog is outside terrorizing the neighborhood. Hopefully she won't be annoying in here. Oh, see, I adjusted it and then I changed a setting and have to adjust it again. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. Yay! All right. So be sure to say hello in the comments. And yeah, I guess it is Friday night. So if you have the weekend off, yay! I'm hoping to have a quiet house this weekend. All the guests are gone. All the family members are kind of gone. Love my family to pieces, but sometimes I just need a moment. Hi, Bonnie. All right. Wow, you guys are just rolling in tonight. Good deal. All right. I have in front of me last chance product reminder. They updated the last chance products. These products are available while supplies last. And some of them are discounted. Some of them are discounted like 50% off. Some of them aren't discounted at all. So you have to go check it out. If you like a bundle, check to see if the two prices add up to less than the bundle cost. All right. Paper Pumpkin has a sale for, my calendar's over here. 2 more days. 2 more days, 3 more days. If you are a first-time subscriber and you're interested in subscribing, you would get the Kindred Greetings for 25% off. If you are a second timer, you just get to have the great kit. Look at that laser die cut. And then there's also that extra add-on that you can get also. If you are busy, I'm going to shift these. There's also a DSP and cardstock sale happening right now. It's the two-tone and the regular and the DSP. It's select stuff, so it's not all of it, but it's a lot of it. So there you go. And if you spend enough with all those things, then you can get the glow of harvest for $5 if your order gets to $75. So there you have it. Now, one more thing I have going on that I'm going to plug for a minute. I did a mystery craft box last May, and it was based around the Cutest crew. And these are the cards that I have the tutorials now for sale. So these, and the other night I forgot to show you that if you have a bearing, you can make that little kitty spin. Those are the kitty cards. Here are the bird cards. I did 2 of each, but you could always change the animals. And these tutorials are available for sale right now at craftwithcheryl.com. Here's another birdie card. And here's the puppy card, one of the puppy cards. And this is my own creation. It's got the dog house with the dogs inside. It's a shadow box. So you'll get all 6 of those tutorials if you buy the bundle, and it is at craftwithcheryl.com. So go ahead, and I thought I had that. Oh, there it is. Show for, oh, I don't know if it's going to do it. It's going to do it. All right. So there you have it. Let's get crafting tonight with the Fern and Flora Bundle. I never know what to say first there, but it is the dies, the stamps. It has paper, DSP, and I think the DSP is on the paper sale, but I think it's out of stock. Most of those are going to be back in before the end of August, though. And it's got an embossing folder, and it has gems, but I forget which gems, but that's all right. I'm going to show you a couple things that I've been looking forward to with this set. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first card I'm going to do, I'm going to use some bits and pieces that I already have cut. So others I have ready to go. All right, this first one, I have been fine all day, and now I'm talking to you all, and I'm getting a frog in my throat. Go figure. I have had an issue with my allergies lately, so I haven't talked to too many people today, so maybe it's just that I haven't talked to too many people today. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to emboss it with this fun, I'm losing pieces of my next card, with this fun embossing folder. And let me see here, where do I want to do this? I want some of the fern. I want a little bit of everything. So maybe we'll go that way. How's that? You can't tell. What am I asking you for, huh? Just trust me. It looks good. All right. And this is a 3D embossing folder, so I need to take all my plates off and put the plate number 4 on. This one doesn't cut very deep, so I didn't use my spritzer, but you could have. Hi, Glenda. How are you all tonight? All right, so that is done. I'm actually going to gently set this down because I think I've got all my die cutting, but we are going to use the folder again. Oh, got a tag. All right, so you've seen me do some coloring with these by putting ink on the embossing folder, and that's usually on the embossed side. That's the raised side. Tonight we're going to use the debossed side, so it's the side that's got the dips in it. All right, let me step that back there. And we're going to color with some of the colors that kind of go with this paper. And so, yes, this will be the boring part, but I'm going to do it as fast as I can, and I don't have to be neat. All right, so I'm not going to be neat. I'm just going to get it in these holes. And I think you could use whatever medium you wanted. You don't have to use blends. You could use colored pencils, would take a little bit longer, but you could use daubers with colors. All right, see, that wasn't too terrible. And then this is a similar one. I'm going to change to a different shade of, this is Berry Burst, light Berry Burst. I just went with the pieces, or the palette from the paper. Wow. This is hard on your, a little hard on your markers, so don't push too hard. All right, and then we've got a couple over here of this type of plant. All right, so we have that. And then I'm going to do a fern. Okay, the ferns are going to be Mossy Meadow. And this one, It's all these little pieces. This was the hard one that I did earlier. Actually, you know what? I've already ruined the tip. So we're just going to get in there. Like I said, you don't have to be neat. You can just get in there and get some color going around. And you're probably thinking, oh my, Cheryl, you're awfully messy tonight. And that's okay. You're going to go, ooh, when I'm done. At least I hope you're going to go, ooh, when I'm done. Hi, Lisa. All right. Trying to get them all in there. Like I said, I ruined my tip on something else. It wasn't this. It's just mushed. And I know I can trim it down. I think I might have to do that with this one, but I thought, why bother until I get done with this project? All right, there's that. And then we're going to use this one and do a smaller fern. Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Like I said, I'm going to have a quiet weekend, I hope, unless we have more fires to put out, which I'm really hoping we don't. Really hoping. All right. And then I'm going to use some Poppy Parade. Poppy Parade. This isn't Poppy Parade. This is Pretty Peacock. The alliteration's getting me tonight. All right. And this is the dark. And I'm going to use a little bit of the light as well. This tip is still good, and I want to keep it that way. The other ones I've gotten trashed on a different project. But I know I think you just clip them off, and I think it works. So we'll try that. All right, get my stem. And all right, I have the Golden Glow. Oh, I have more over there. I'm going to come in with the Golden Glow. And get those. Trying to be fast. Can you tell? All right. And then I'm going to do the darker Golden Glow on this one. All right, I got to see where it's hitting. All right. I am almost done. And you're thinking, okay, Cheryl, we were going to say ooh, that we're not saying ooh yet. Just wait for it. Nancy's going to a wedding tomorrow afternoon. Very nice. Very nice. All right. I have one fern left. I think I'm going to go with the light. The light mossy meadow. All right. For those of you who are wondering what I meant by cutting off the tips, if the tip is ruined and you take a pair of scissors, you just cut it. It just gives it a little more longevity. All right. All right. My mess is complete. Kind of, sort of. All right. Now we're going to get a piece of scratch paper. And we're going to get the Secret C. Oh, I hope it's inside because of the heat also. And then we're going to drag this across because we did the debossed side, right? And you might have to take it from a couple different angles. And my fingers are going to get inky. I didn't say icky, I said inky. If I stay kind of in the colored parts, it's not too bad. In the where I had the marker, I see some spots that I missed, and that's okay. I can go back in and get the spots that I missed. See, isn't that pretty? Some of you weren't trusting me, I could tell. Yeah. So then I'm just going to go in and get the spots that I missed. And like I said, it doesn't matter because the color, the Secret C was going over the top of it. I missed a lot more of these than I anticipated. But since these were lower than where we put the ink, it covered up all of my blobs, most of my blobs. This end kind of got a little bit, but I could always make it a little bigger and trim it down too. I could have made it Secret Seed it and then added the markers also. This is the way I'm doing it, I guess. All right. And I see some over here that I didn't even realize that were there, so I'm just going to stick those in. All right, we're getting close. And this is my easy card tonight. Actually, I have 3 relatively easy cards tonight. One of them's a fun fold, and one of them's a sneak peek of products to come, or a product to come. All right, I think I'm going to have to give this up here in a minute. And we're going to assemble my card. But there is the debossed looking parts colored in instead of, I usually do this side, which I could have done because the blends bleed through, right? So always make sure you have something underneath. All right, I also have a piece of the DSP that is, oh, let me tell you what this one is. This one, sorry, I saw some more white. This piece, to go back, the piece that I embossed and colored on is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then we're going to mount it on this piece of DSP that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use tear and tape just because there's a little bit of moisture to it. And if I add more moisture, it just might make a big mess. Thank you. Oh, it is fun. You know, you have all these craft supplies and you have to figure out how to use them different ways, right? All right. Got that. Get my take your pick tool out. Peel off my tear and tape. And it's not wanting, I think it's because there's just that little bit of moisture. But this will stick to the parts that are dry, and the rest can join us later. All right, so let me get it laid down so I can see more than one surface. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to put it on a piece of white that is 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. Excuse me. I am putting it on a piece of white that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Sorry for the misinformation there. It's going to have a very narrow border. All right. And then it's going to go on a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and creased with a bone folder. And then it's going on there. Isn't that a bright? Yes, I agree. Glenda says that the Secret C really brings the colors to life. When I first saw that we were getting Secret C, I kind of went, yeah, all right, whatever. But I really, really like it. I like it a lot. You can use it as a blue, you can use it as a black, you can use it as a gray, and it just, like Glenda says, brings everything to life. Yes, I like to give you great ideas, thinking outside the box. All right. Use your supplies in as many different ways as you can so you can get more bang for your buck. All right. Okay, so now I have the 2 smallest Everyday Arches dies, and I'm going to stamp on this one. This one I took some pieces and parts out of for some flowers that you'll see in a minute, but there was no sense for that much to cut, so I just cut it out of the base. So a little paper saving tip. All right, first of all, we have to stamp on this. And what was I going to put on this one? Ooh, I had a plan. This one might be Thankful for You. You make the world a better place. Maybe we'll do that one. We might use that one twice because it's so awesome. And I have used this one a lot. It has got that inked up look. Using the Secret C. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm inking properly, which I am. It already has all the film off of it. I just wanted to make sure because it looks like it's got some extra, but it stamped wonderfully. All right, let me get a drink. All right, next we're going to mount this on here. As you can see, I've got a little bit more of an edge. I think I'm going to trim that piece off because I want it to be on the end over here. Although I could just, well, we'll see. I'm going to glue it on there and we're going to decide. Because the reason I'm having second guesses is because it's just going to blend in with that edge piece there. So, and it's the same because I used the DSP both on the border and on the extra part of the little mat for the die. And then we'll do some dimensionals. And then we're going to get some flowers. I wanted to show you how the flowers worked with this suite because I didn't get it at first. I'm going to tell you that much right now. So I think I'm just going to leave it on there because it blends in. So why worry about it? There we go. Okay, so to die cut the flowers, this is if you stamp and die. I I'm not going to do a lot of that. 2. So this is the die for the flowers. I didn't get those out. That's when the clock was ticking and saying, you're going to need to go live right now. Not right now, but soon. Get your act together. All right, so this is what the die looks like for the flowers. And they almost look like butterflies. And then this is the other die for the flowers. All right. So what you do is you take, and you could use adhesive sheet for this, but these are so tiny that we're going to use some glue dots. Actually, we're going to use some half a glue dots. So these scissors are the non-adhesive, so they won't stick. So if you just take a half a glue dot, wad it up in a ball, put it on there, and then pick this one up and you're going to bow tie it. You're going to put it crisscross applesauce. And then you could put it in the middle of your palm. And if you have the putty one, then you can just make a little flower with it. I had the X-Acto knife on this one and it wouldn't work as well. All right, then we're going to take the other half of the glue dot. Ooh, I'm almost out of glue dots. That is not a good sign. Then we're going to take the other half of the glue dot and roll it up in a ball. You could do this with the daub of glue also, but I am not good with runny glue. Okay, so there's that little tiny thing that I told you that came out of the middle of that. And then it goes in the middle. And there we have our flower. And I told you I'm going to use up some of these. This is the only card I'm using up some of my extra pieces. Maybe. If they match. That doesn't match. That's the Peaceful Pine. So I don't want to cover up all my art. So we're going to make this a little smaller. And we're just going to give it a little more oomph. Oh, let's see what else we have here. I have just some different flowers. I might not use those. I might just make a couple of these and call it good. We'll use this one. We'll use another glue dot. This one we can use full strength. So we're just going to tuck it under. You know me and my tucking of glue dots. And I did a few of these. I have these ready. So cut another glue dot in half. Just so you don't have so much glue. And this is the back. We're going to flip it over. Put it on. And I just crisscrossed them by accident. I mean, I wanted to crisscross them, but not there. So then they're like that. And if you take your something that has a tip on it, even your bone folder, and just push it into the palm of your hand, so it kind of gives that flower shape. And then we're going to take another one of those with the other half of the glue dot. I'm going to pick up another one of those little pieces. I have them over here because I didn't want to lose them. And we're going to put that in the center of that flower. And maybe we'll just make another flower. I've got more pieces over here. I think if you mix these two together, you get a different shaped flower. I don't know, you could play with them. Or maybe this one and this one. Anyway, you can play with those, but that's what the flowers are supposed to look like. I'm just doing 3. So do that one. Then we'll bring the one that goes on top. Make the little flower bowl. Even with your scissors. And then you bring in another half a glue dot. And pick up another one of those little teeny tiny things. There we go. It is not tucking like nicely, so I have to poke it. All right. Just be good. There we have it. All right, now I've got a little bit more I can use with this. This is the wrong color, so we're not going to use that. But we can tuck a little bit more. No, we're going to keep it all up top. That. We'll add more greenery. When I'm assembling this delicate stuff, that's when I really appreciate the glue dots. Because they just let me go where I want to go. And I'm just tucking this under behind. And then another glue dot. And we're almost done with our card. And it has a little bling. So there is that card. And we can go ahead and make the inside. I think I made an inside for it. I have an inside for it. You make the world a better place. And thankful for you. I think they're going to get a little use today. The next card, they might be opposite, but they might not be, right? Right. Now, I had never done this technique before, so I practiced. I had to go wash my hands. So there's my practice piece from earlier. I've seen it done, but I had never done it before. So I thought, okay, if you're going to try this, thankful for you. And I think we're just going to let it be. Add that to the inside of the card. Thank you. I might go back and give some of my leaves a little bit more color because the pretty peacock leaves didn't turn out really well. Are really dark. They're really light. All right. So I could do that now, right? Because they're blends, you can go back in and blend. Oh, I could give it some bling. I forget what bling goes with this, though. But we could do bling. There. That looks better in my world. I hope in your world also. Oops, I lost my... I didn't put a glue dot on it. That's why I lost it. There. All right. I could look in the catalog. Let me look in the catalog because I can show you exactly where this is. This whole suite is right. Got it? Whole suite is right here. Page 34 and 35, if you get the catalog. Dewdrops embellishments go with it. So, Dewdrops embellishments. I'll find the dewdrops. I don't think, nope, that's shimmering dots. They go with the other one. Radiant gems. Ooh, those go with the sunflowers that I showed you the other night. And I haven't found the dewdrops. Maybe I don't own dewdrops. Nope, that's not it. Well, I thought I had them all. Shimmering dot. Oh well, I guess I don't have the dewdrops. I know I have some somewhere. Wouldn't you know it? So, there they are right there. Yes. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. My watch tells me I need to move. All right. Let me see. I might just use clear because I've got so many colors on here. I don't need to compete with the colors. So I might just add some of the dewdrops and add a little reflection on here. Let's see here. That's a big one. I'll tuck one in there. And one more right there. So there you have it. There is card number 1. You make the world a better place, and we're thankful for you. So there you have it. All right, card number 1. I need to set it where I can find it again later because the crafting, you know, gets wild sometimes. All right, my next card, if you were here for mystery stamping on Tuesday night, this is the card that I created with the new Radiant Sunflowers. Well, as I was thinking of cards to make with this bundle, I thought to myself, I wonder if you could do it cutting the paper this way instead of this way. So that's our next card. I know. Some days I get kind of tricky. So we are going to use the embossing folder again. Let me put some of these pieces away because I might use some of the pieces again though. No, well, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're there. All right, so I've got some pieces cut. And first of all, we're going to start with an 11 by 4 1/4 sheet of soft seafoam. This is not my favorite color, but when I put it together, I was like, oh, I really do like this. So I'm not a soft seafoam person. I don't know why. So we're going to cut 2 3/4 off one end. It is scored at 5 1/2 if I haven't said that yet. And I'm not going to crease the fold at this point because it's easier for me to cut. Actually, it's fine. I don't have to worry about it because I'm not cutting it the same way I did the other one. So we're cutting at 2 3/4 because that's half of 5 1/2, I hope. Ta-da! It is. All right. So far, so good. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this and crease it. All right. So I'm going to emboss this piece. And I think I'm just going to go down this way. Oh, I like those little swirly ones, though. Oh, I'm getting a swirly one if I go down. These swirly ferns, I like the swirly ferns. Oh, okay. I'm happy. All right. I kept the plate in because I knew we were going to use it. So Remember to put the fold of the embossing folder in first and crank it through. And now I can put that away and put the correct pieces in here so it's ready to go. If we decide to cut any dies, I think I wasn't really planning on it with this one, but who knows, right? All right, so here we are. We have this. Isn't that gorgeous? I love embossing folders. They are some of my favorite. I like heat embossing, but I like the instant gratification of just cranking it through and having it change. All right, so we're going to put this on here like so, like we did the other night. I think I might have used tear and tape the other night, but who knows? All right. So there we have that. Now I have a piece of designer series paper that is 2 3/4 by 4, and it is going to go on this outside end of the inside. Does that make sense? The outside end. And this paper is non-directional. That's what makes it much easier to work with this, because you're going to have to vote in a minute. That's why. All right. And then this piece is the white. It's 2 1/2 by 4, and it's going to go on the inside of the card as well. Now, before we get that far, what do you think? These pieces are going to go here with a sentiment. Do you like it landscape, or shall we make it portrait? What looks better in your mind? Now that I see it all together, I know which way I like. But this is one way. So that's portrait, and then this is landscape. So lock in your votes now. Either way, I need to stamp, so I need to find my piece. I had my piece all ready to stamp on. Well, maybe I didn't. No, I did. I don't know if it's going to work or not, though. So we're going to try this. I'm going to stamp in Secret C. Either Lisa. That's not very helpful. All right. So this has a border, and we're going to try it. A lot of times I do better with borders if I stamp and then cut it out, but we're going to try it. All right, I'm going to do this part with Mossy Meadow. Ugh. That's better. Had a big old blob on it, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, no. All right. All right. I hope this works. And then I have to stamp on it again. Oh, baby. Glenda says you can see more of the embossed piece if it's landscape. All right, that did not go as well as I was hoping. So it's really not that hard to cut out. So we're gonna go old school. We're gonna stamp and then we're gonna cut it out. We're doing well on time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The next card's not that hard. No, it's really. The next card is a sneak peek of a coming product that I think you're really going to like. And then I'm going to use Secret C. And this one is going to say, thankful for you. Does that fit in there? Not as well as you make the world a better place. Ta-da! Now all I have to do is cut it out, which is easy. I might even get the mini out for that one. I don't get the mini out very often. But when it's a job this small, I like to get it out. Grab my plates. And we have those mini embossing folders you can use with this too. That set of 3, the seasonal ones, they work in the mini. I'm going to move that over. Move that over. All right, now I need to find my die and make sure it lines up. And then we're going to take a piece of Post-it note tape. And we're going to make sure it doesn't move. We only want to do this once. All right. Line it up. And tack it down. Run it through. All right, little machine. Do your thing. Ooh, it worked. Oops. Sorry, I just lost my earbud. Not that it does anything except for warn me that my camera's about to go kapooey or my audio. All right, it worked. Yay! It doesn't get to come out and play very often. All right, now for the big reveal. Ta-da! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so this is going to go on here. And it looks like landscape. Oh, Lisa, thank you for liking and sharing. That is fantastic. I appreciate all of you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. Tell your friends to come join us. All the fun paper crafting. Usually it's Tuesday and Thursdays that I'm on, but this week it's, if I hadn't rescheduled yesterday, I'd have been wishing I would have, because I was on my way to a fire. We had to take our big tanker. My husband has a tanker that he uses has water in for spraying. And he needed to take it to town to get it refilled. And I needed to take the pump down to him. The pump has these big hoses. It was like I told him it was like loading an octopus toddler. Yeah. All the smoke and all the everything. All right. Oh, you just moved to Reno. Oh. Trying to think about, I know a couple. Oh, do I know anybody in Reno? No, I guess that was Vegas. So we're going to go with it landscape. I do like that. And I'm going to use tear and tape again. And I want it on this end. I know some people measure as they go. I just randomly cut stuff off. Yeah. I think I can go one more level because it is going to be on a place that gets moved. Right? I don't think I'm going to put any leaves on this. This might just be the DSP fun fold. The next one's got more than enough leaves. Trust me. All right. This on here. There you go. Because we like that embossed look. Oh, look what's sneaking out is that inside piece. So the inside piece, did I tell you what size these were? This, the outside piece is 2 1/4 by, 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 is the cardstock, and then it's 3 1/4 by, yeah. If you need those measurements, let me know, and I will give them to you again. Oh, I had it all written down over here when I was figuring it out. Yeah. Okay. Thankful for it. Oh, you make the world a better place. And then we're going to say thankful for you. Because we already have it out. And it works. Don't worry. I'll get a new one out for the next one. There's only 4 stamps, 4 sentiment stamps. And yeah, one of them, sincere thanks. It's little. I'm not feeling little tonight. All right. Ooh, we're not quite at an hour. That's all right. That works. 2 cards down. And we'll put some bling. Yeah, I don't think it needs anything else. Maybe a little bling. I don't know if I want to put the green on there, though. The green is kind of wild. How about the blue? Well, the blue works down here. We'll put some blue. I don't know what, I think it's pretty peacock. I don't know what color it is. Night of Navy? Doesn't tell me. Secret Sea? Maybe Secret Sea. All right. There you have it. The stamp set is a Fern Flora. It's from the current catalog. So there is that card. All right. Are you ready for a sneak peek at a new product? Of course you are, right? All right. So I saw this card and it made me want to make it with this stamp set. And it was non-traditional. It's not using the DSP from this at all. Just so you know that. But the DSP that the sample used, I didn't know where it was. So, or I didn't know how to recreate it. Or actually, I think I didn't own it. So I am using a new DSP that is from the upcoming September to December catalog. This is Stampin' Up's philanthropic product, meaning if you buy this, they donate money to a cause. And I don't remember what the cause is right now. But anyway, it is so gorgeous. It's got some moose and elk and bear, and it's got this beautiful paper. And there's 4 different pages, and yes, 4 different pages and 4 of each. No, 3 different kinds of pages, and yes, 3 different kinds of pages and 4 sheets of each. Wow. Anyway, I adore these colors. So this is what I am using for my next card. This will be available to everyone September 1st, and it is currently available to demonstrators. And if you'd like to be a demonstrator because you just can't wait, let me know, and I would love to have you on our team. But there you have it. There's your sneak peek. So here we go. I have pieces and parts all over here. And I practiced this one too, trying to get it all to work out. So our card base on this is Pretty Peacock. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, so that is that. Our first layer is basic white, and it is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. But we're not going to add it on here right now because we're going to build this. No, actually, no, we're not, because I'm not sure. But the next we're going to play with 3 pieces of DSP. This is from the DSP. Gorgeous, right? And these are 2-tone cardstock. This is Pool Party, and this is Pretty Peacock. And then I have all these pieces. They're already cut. All right, so let me show you what we're going to do. This piece is our main focus piece, and I'm going to go ahead and just tear the bottom of it off. This is 3 by 5, and I want the white to show. So I just tore off about 1/2 inch. Right now, these 2 pieces, 2-tone cardstock has 2 different colors. So I'm going to tear this way on this one. And then I'm going to flip the 2-tone cardstock over, and I'm going to tear. So I've got the white showing on 2 different colors. The white core. All right. Those are trash. And we're going to do the same thing on the Pretty Peacock. Just take about 1/2 inch. We want the white core to show. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the other side. So both long edges have been torn, but they each show the white core on the opposite side. So both colors of the 2-tone paper are represented. I'm going to get a trimmer and just trim these by cutting them in half, or cutting them. They don't have to be in half. Just so getting kind of artsy fartsy tonight. So just that way we have a place to run some glue. All right, now let's compare those. So this is the dark, and this is the light of the Pretty Peacock. This is the light, and this is the dark of the Pool Party. So we're just going to make an edge, and we're going to put it along the bottom of this. Okay. Oh, Lisa, I'm in northeastern Montana in the US. Glinda, are you getting the new catalog in September? Actually, since you're a customer of mine, you should be getting one in August. I ordered one for you. I don't know when they're going to ship. They should ship sometime this month. So, yes. All right, so we're going to add this. Easiest way in my mind to add this. Yeah, I think I'm going to just use glue. I might regret that, but I'm not a glue person, really. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I would rather use tape runner, but I do not have very good luck with tape runner in my dry climate. So I don't want it to be huge, but I want that color to show and I want my edges to line up. If they get wonky and hang out on the edges, it's fine. I can always take the trimmer to it. All right, now we're going to add this. And we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to only use one of the pool party. We're not going to use both of them, but we can decide. Unless we have room. I don't think we're going to have room on our card for both of them. So there's that one, or there's the light color. I was kind of planning on the light color. So there we have that. I'm going to add that. So this middle part's going to be kind of bulky. That's why I chose not to use tear and tape. Line it up. So yeah, if you have been a customer of mine the last 6 months, a year, I had Stampin' Up mail a catalog to you as a perk. Yeah. Oh, your father was from Montana? What part of Montana? All right, so this is going to go on here. But before we add it on here, I'm going to stamp, I hope. So I've been saving the You're an Amazing Friend. It's longer and skinnier. So that's what we are going to use. You're an amazing friend. And I kind of wanted to see how it tore, where it's going to land. I don't think I want it right in the middle. Oh, maybe right about there. I can always trim a little bit more of this off. Okay, I'm going to put it about an inch or so over. And we're going to use Pretty Peacock. And I don't need to clean anything yet. All right, You're an Amazing Friend. Tegan. Oh, between Winnet and Grass Range? Oh, I know where those are. Those aren't too far away from me. I'm going to check it. We've come this far. I don't want to have to redo it 16 times. All right, I don't want it to be down off, but I want it to line it up just right. My husband goes hunting down by Winnet. And I have a friend, actually, another Stampin' Up demonstrator that is in the Grass Range area. All right, did I do it? Oh, I didn't do it very well. That's all right. See this little piece right here? You can just tear that a little bit more to make it your words work, right? Look at that. It's perfect now. All right, You're an Amazing Friend. We're going to get that there. And then we're going to glue this down now. Now that we know where everything is fitting, we're going to glue it down. I'm going to use tear and tape. Just because. Find my edge. See, let me show you how some people do it. They measure it and then they trim it like this. And some people even do it fancier. I'm usually fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. There we go. And here we go on this one. Let me get it lined up here. Isn't this paper gorgeous? All right, I don't sit down yet. Oh, we're just gonna go with it. If I need to trim a little more paper, it works, doesn't it? All right, so there we have that. Now I can add this to my card base. What else have I missed? All right. And this was a large, this was the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So I didn't want a big bunch of, I wanted this to shine. All right, now we get to play with all the pieces that I cut. I was trying to figure out how to get the sentiment on there, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. Once I decided to go down here, I cut some of the leaves from Vellum, and then I did some of them, and we are not using all these. I just started cutting because it was going to be fun. And like I said, I did practice, so I have another one ready to go over here. I wanted to make sure to get all the pieces just right. So we're going to go ahead and just start adding. And you know the drill. We're using glue dots. This card, oh, I adore this card. The colors are just so me. It's definitely so me. All right. And we'll do another. I didn't do big ones on everything. So, yeah. The card that I saw had blues, and it used the fern kind of as it was dark blue and white and silver, and I just fell in love with it. It was just gorgeous. It was like, okay, I need to do something like that. So here we are. This was my version of it. This is my version of what I saw. And I got to use the new paper, because the paper it used, I think, was called Nature Walk. And I didn't buy Nature Walk. Yes, it is from the new catalog. It's really not featured very well, and I can't open the catalog and show you yet until September 1st. But I will tell you, it's in the back with the DSP, but it's also on, when you get it, it's on page 7, Helping Hand. They're donating money to help organizations. So yes, it's in the new September-December catalog. All right, I think I'm going to leave those. Oh, we can do a couple of these. Gotta hide the vellum, right? Gotta hide the adhesive on the vellum, I should say. You don't have to hide the vellum, but adhesive does not. The adhesive shows on vellum, so just want to tuck it there. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm in love with this card. This card is probably my favorite of the night. And this is where I started today when I was getting things ready. So I had fun with this one. It's like, oh, I probably need to get ready and get a couple other cards ready to go too. Not just this card. that spiral fern or whatever it's called is causing some issues. There we go. No more issues. Do another one of those. Maybe over here. I'm just going to put it on the spiral part since that's where it wants to be. Do that. Now we have to have something down here to kind of pull it all together. So what do I have? I'll put this here. And we'll put, oh, that's kind of obnoxious. Okay. Well, we're going to use some white. We're going to put a bow on it. Put a bow on it. We're going to try a bow on it. This ribbon is new from the new catalog also. I think it's from the catalog. It's either that or from the new online exclusives. It is basic white textured ribbon. So I'm just going to make a bow. And we're going to put a bow on this to tie all those ferns and things together. This ribbon, I love white ribbon because we could dye it a different color if we wanted to with some blends. All right. Hey, it's kind of turning out all right. I'm not going to say anything too loud, too fast. But we actually have a cute little bow. And I have scissors that are just for ribbon. My newest scissors are always labeled ribbon. And then I try to make sure they stay ribbon scissors. So they are the sharp ones. Until I forget and grab them and use them on paper. And then as soon as I order a new pair, they get to be the ribbon scissors. And I showed this trick the other night. It's even my reel today. When you get your ribbon going so you don't end up with a big mess, you just take a hair scrunchie and plop it on there. And then they don't come loose. So there's that. We're going to just put this down here. And there is going to be our card for the last one. I'm going to have to get up. I'm going to have to get some another glue dot or two. Probably two. Side's prettier. We're going to go with that side. There's that. And I felt a glue dot that I missed somewhere. And that. And I have some glue dots that I need to cover up right there. And we're going to get the sparkles out. And we're going to use some white ones. Thank you. A fiddlehead fern. Wow, I would have never guessed that, but thank you very much. We don't have those in Eastern Montana. All right, these, well, I don't think this is, I could use the blue. We're going to use the blue. It kind of matches. Gives it a little bit different look. Make it all blingy because it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So there's that card. Let me see. I had an idea for, and you could take this paper and make the envelope, and I forget to do envelopes with you guys a lot. But as far as the inside, I was thinking about taking the ribbon that we tore, not the ribbon, the paper that we tore, and just lining it. We could even use it from the top or the bottom. I think I like it at the bottom better. But we'll try that. I should have stamped on it first. Getting kind of cocky. It's all right. I have another piece of this paper somewhere. All right. And if you use the smaller inside, the 3.5 by 5, it's the perfect size. And then we can, you're an amazing friend. You make the world a better place is what I was going to use, but I have to clean it. Yes. And this paper is absolutely gorgeous, but it doesn't go with anything in the catalog. So it's something that if you don't know it's there, you could easily miss it. You really could. It is in the back with the designer series paper that's in the back of the catalog, but it doesn't have a stamp set or anything. It's just random, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. All right. I'm going to go high because I already put something down at the bottom. They have to write around that already. You're an amazing friend. You make the world a better place. Isn't that perfect? I need to send this to a few people. I know. Oh, I have the stuff to make another one too, don't I? So this is my finale for the Fern and Flora. I have some bonus cards to share with you. I just remembered that. I remembered it yesterday and then I totally spaced it all day. And I know where they are. They're right behind me. So I can grab and show you some extra ones from that swap that I did that my cards got lost in the mail. All right. There we go. So there is that card. Isn't that? Oh, just love it. Some new products on it. I don't think, oh, here's, nope, that's a Lily of the Valley. Thought I had another one that I did with this paper once upon a time, but it is not showing its face. So I will pull out some other preview cards that you can see, and then I'll show you my cards again, and we can call it a night. A shape card, using it. These are all my samples. There's that one and there's that one. I knew I had some. Some of these I should just show you because I don't have the stamp set. I usually have been trying to show you as I use the stamp set so you have extra samples. Let's start with the shape card because this one is the first one I showed you, and I always love shape cards. So this is Rachel Wrinkle. She is the demonstrator that designed this one. And I just love it. It's just so cute. A little hinge on it. Fluttering by to say hi. She used the Fern paper, but she used a Flutter stamp set. Hi, Tess. How are you? All right. Okay, there we go. And then this one is Erin Lopez. She is a friend of mine that goes to conferences with me. So, and hers is a fun fold, it looks like. Oh, yes. Very nice. That is a cute card. I guess I didn't realize it was a fun fold. And you saw how she did her flowers with, oh, there you go. That's how you do the other flower. Right there. So you layer the two on top of each other and thing inside. Did you get that? I can send you a picture if you need me to. I forgot how to do that flower. Thank you, Erin. All right. And then this one is Amy Surface. She was a roommate of mine one time at a Stampin' Up! Conference. And there is hers. Boy, I'm ready for bed. It was a long day yesterday with fighting that fire, or listening to everybody fight the fire. And this is from April Givens. And it's a gorgeous one too. This is that peaceful pine that I just love. So there are some extra cards that you get to see with this set. Oh, wow. They sold it, huh? All right. So let's do a recap of mine for tonight. So you can see a card number 3, card number 2, and card number 1. Kind of in, we'll do them in this order so they kind of present better. This one needs, yeah. So there you are. I didn't really do any, this one was kind of inspired, but I didn't do any casing tonight. They're all me. So anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, and I will be here on Tuesday. I don't think anything is happening except if they make me drive combine. I have done it in the past, and they threatened the other day that I'm going to be back in the combine this year, but they tell me that every year, and I never get to sit in the combine. So yeah. Anyway, have a great weekend, and I will hope to see you on Tuesday. There'll be something here for you next week, either Tuesday, or I'll let you know what the plan is. So have a great night, and thanks for crafting with me. Bye-bye.